Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are safe at home. We have completed our first term examination. Now we are going to start our second unit test portion. In that, our first chapter is fraction. Chapter 11, fractions. What is fraction? Fraction shows a part of a whole. It shows a part of a whole. Whole means pura. Only a portion of a full thing. Here you can see I have made a figure. 1 means one figure, one whole figure is made and that is divided into two parts. In this, each part is a fraction. This figure is divided into two parts. And first part also is a fraction, second part is also a fraction. And what is the fraction of this part? If I have shaded this portion, this part is 1 by 2. Means out of two parts, one part I have shaded. This fraction is 1 by 2. Now, if the other part also is 1 by 2. Other part is also 1 by 2. Means half of the figure. Okay? The value of fraction will be, a proper fraction's value will be always less than 1. Because it shows a part of a whole thing. Okay? This part is 1 by 2. And at the same way this part is also 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is also called half. Now, when we write it as 1 by 2, it is fraction, and when we read it as half, it is called fractional number. Now, I am going to divide this figure into 4 parts. One thing is divided into 4 parts, and each part is a fraction. And what is the fraction of this portion? It is out of 4 parts, only one part. That is 1 by 4. This is 1 by 4. 1 by 4, when we write 1 by 4, it is a fraction. And 1 by 4 is also called as 1/4 or quarter. When we call it as in that way, that is called fractional number. Now, how many 1/4s are there in this whole figure? You can see this is 1 by 4. This part also is 1 by 4. This part also is 1 by 4. This part also is 1 by 4. Now, 1 by 4s make one full figure, one whole figure. That is 1. Okay? Now, fraction is written in this way. We said 1 by 2. Here, the number which is written above the line is called numerator. What is it called? Numerator. And the number which is written below the line is called denominator. What is it called? Denominator. You should learn these terms, okay? The number which is written above the line in a fraction is called numerator. The number which is written below the line is called denominator. A fraction is made of numerator and denominator. Okay? Now we can learn about equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. What are called equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are two or more fractions having the same value. The fractions will be different, but its value will be same. You can see here, first I divided this figure into two parts. Okay? and each parts were equal. This was one part and this was another part. Means we had the fraction 1 by 2. In each we had 1 by 2. Now the same 1 by 2 I divided it again. The same figure I divided it again. Now in this figure we can see this is divided into two parts and each part is 1 by 2. Now the same size figure I divided it into 4 parts and I shaded 2 of them. I shaded 2 of them. Here I shaded 1 part, here I shaded 2 parts. But here I shaded out of 4 parts, 2 parts are shaded, and here out of 2 parts, 1 part is shaded. Means then here the fraction is 1 by 2. Out of 2 parts, 1 part is shaded. We write the shaded part on top and the total number of parts, 1, 2, total number of parts as the denominator. And how many parts are shaded? 1 part is shaded, that we write as the numerator. Now here you can see figure is divided into 4 parts and 2 parts are shaded. The shaded parts we write as the numerator and total number of parts, that is 4, we write it as the denominator. Now you can see here half of the figure is shaded and here also half of the figure is shaded. Means both the fractions represents the same portion. Both the fractions are different but they represents the same portion. These kind of fractions are called equivalent fractions. It means 1 by 2 and 2 by 4, they are equivalent fractions. Okay. Now how can we find out equivalent fractions for a given number? Given fraction, sorry. How can we find equivalent fractions for a given fraction? For finding equivalent fractions for the given fraction, we have to multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. Okay? First, I am going to find the next equivalent fraction of 1 by 2. For that, what I have to do? I have to multiply 1 with 2 and 2 also with 2. Means we multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. 1 2s are 2 by 2 2s are 4. Okay, if you want to find out one more, the next equivalent fraction for the same number. 1 by 2 is the same fraction. First we multiplied with 2, then next we can multiply them with 3. I am going to multiply the numerator and denominator with 3. 1 3s are 3, 2 3s are 6. For finding the next equivalent fraction, what we have to do? We have to multiply the numerator with 4. Already we multiplied with 2 and 3. Numerator with 4 and denominator also with 4. 1 4s are 4, 2 4s are 8. For finding the next equivalent fraction, what we have to do? Multiply them with 5. Then multiply them with 6. So we can find out any number of equivalent fractions also for the given fractions. Okay? For finding the equivalent fractions, what we have to do? We have to multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. If we multiply them with 100 also, we will get the equivalent fractions for the same numbers. Okay? For example, 1 by 2 multiplied by 100. Both the sides we can multiply with 100, means 100 by 200, and 2 by 4 and 1 by 100 by 200. Both of them are having the same value, but the fractions are different. These kind of fractions are called equivalent fractions. There will be questions for you to find the equivalent fractions, and this is the way you have to do. Okay? Now, sometimes the same question will be given in some other way. For example, 2 by 3 is equal to dash by 15. You can see here, this is a fraction. That side also is given a fraction. And what sign is given in between? Equal sign is given between. Then what will be the missing number? Equal sign is given means they both are equivalent fractions. They both are equivalent fractions. Means both are having the equal value. Then what we have to do? Both the denominators are given. We have to find out what is multiplied with 3 to get 15. How many 3's are? 15. We can see 3 5's are 15. Otherwise what we can do? We can divide 15 with the given number. 15 divided by 3. Then we will get 5. Means we multiply 5 with 3 to make it 15. Then how can we find out the missing number? We have to multiply the numerator also with the same 5. 2 5's are 10. Now the fraction is the missing number is 10. We got the answer 10 by 15. These all you have learned in class 3, but still we are just revising it. I think all of you understood. Thank you.